Today I want to talk about one of the problems seen in the field of biology, or precisely biological data analysis. Well, in this field we are always dealing with extremely clustered data. The measurements has taken over time, having lots of repetition, and the features are extremely correlated. If you consider this simple example, for individual doctors there might be millions of patients. Hence there will have correlation between patients or individual patients' history, right? And we cannot ignore their repetition. Well, in this point, to model such complex data, we need to find out other kind of modeling approach. Today I want to talk about mixed model approach. It is one of the simplest way to start with. Individually, we can start identifying the subjects, then we can select the fixed effect. We are selecting fixed effects because we want to track what's happening over time. So we can always track this because this is again one kind of time series problem, right? So for example, what's happening when you are changing a country, or what's happening when your age is changing over time, that we need to track. So that's why it's important to select the fixed effects. Then in the third step, we need to select covariance structure. Why we're trying to find covariance structure? Because here all the points are repeated and having some kind of correlation. So we need to figure it out how individual points are different from each other. That's why a covariance structure. Well, if the measurements are taken over time, then we can select the covariance structure as autoregressive order 1, or if limited number of observations have taken across the treatment, then we can select a unstructured or a compound symmetry covariance structure. In the fourth step, we can test this covariance parameter whether these are important or these are befitting for our modeling. If at some point we are finding these covariance parameters are not right for our model, then we can always change this model. And the last step, we need to test these fixed effects. Hence, this is one of the simplest way to model, isn't it? So let's look into the equation for this kind of models. Here I wrote this equation for individual subjects I and individual item j. Beta 0 represents a grand mean. Well, what's a grand mean? As I mentioned, this is somehow related to linear regression, right? But we cannot fit linear regression in such complex data points because the points are repeated. So we need to find out what other equation we can add. You can always start with a linear regression, but at that point, you have to fit a linear regression model for individual data points. For example, you have 100 patients, right? So you can always fit 100 linear regression for individual patients. But if you remember, linear regression has this condition of independence, which is definitely violating in this kind of complex data. So we cannot use linear regression. But you are always welcome to experiment with 100 linear regression model for individual data points, and you can welcome to check if this mixed model is useful and having somehow relatable answers for that. I would say you might get some results, but it will be wrong because it's violating the rule of independence. So in this equation, we are adding B0 as our grand mean, then U0 sub I is the varying intercept, and then we are adding again another beta 1 plus U1 sub j, that is one of the varying slope, and the entire term is called the slope adjustment term, and then we are adding another error term. Why I would say this is the simplest way to model? Because we are starting with again a simple linear model with adjustment to intercept by subject mean and adding another adjustment to slope by individual subjects. If you say this beta 1 plus U1 sub j is a slope adjustment term, and why we're putting this bracket, and there is a reason behind it, is we are trying to adjust the slope, right? The slope might be positive or negative. So that we need to figure it out before adding any kind of adjustment term. We need to know for every subject and every item, that is for every I and j, we can code based on individual subjects. So that's why I really like this equation. You can always find their own intercept and own slope for individual subjects. How to do this kind of models in R? Well, LMR function is extremely easy to use such kind of models because you can always start with a predicted value and X can be your input or the fixed effects you have selected, and we need to add another term, that is 1 plus X and subject. That is a adjusting term for individual subject with respect to our grand mean. This is one of the approach you can use to model the random coefficient model, I'll say. There's another one, you can use GLS function. Here you can identify the difference, right? I mean, we are adding another correlation term here. That correlation term will be what kind of covariance parameter we have selected. For example, here I have given core symmetry, that is compound symmetry we're using as our covariance parameter. Similarly, you can use core AR1 or whatever covariance parameter you have selected. I think this is one of the easiest way to model such kind of cluster data. I hope it's useful when you are dealing with such kind of cluster data.